Hello, my name is Won Sung. Welcome to Introduction to Open Textbooks. You're watching video presentation for module number 2, Breaking into Open Textbooks. At the end of this module, you'll be able to construct a clear idea of what open textbooks are. As a variety of technologies has appeared in today's classes, the scene of higher education classes has been quite changed. There are tons of resources out there. If you just Google anything for a minute, it's quite overwhelming how much information you can actually have access to. Among this sea of information, teachers get to select educational resources that fit into their classes, like a YouTube video clip and some articles from a journal. Despite a variety of choices, however, the throne of textbook in classes has never been threatened. Maybe this is the point where we want to talk about what is a primary resource in your classes. Majority of teachers think of textbook as a primary resource, which is considered a necessity in higher education classes today. Textbooks have been at the center of educational resources almost like forever. Let's take a look at the different side of this necessity. Here are some facts about the status quo of textbooks. According to a recent study from the US PRRG Education Fund, on average, students spend $1,200 annually on textbooks, which equals 14% of tuition at a four-year public college and 39% of tuition at a community college. College textbook prices have increased by 82% in the past 10 years. And when students think about these textbooks, 65% of students choose not to buy a college textbook because it's too expensive. And unfortunately, 94% report that they suffer academically because of this choice. What they mean by suffer is they have difficulty following the class instructions properly from not having textbooks. 48% say they are altered which classes they took based on textbook cost, either taking pure classes or different classes. I think it is very obvious to say that textbooks are such a significant factor in the affordability of higher education. To clarify, as we defined from the previous module, traditional textbooks refer to general published textbooks through profit or commercial model, also often referred to as high-cost textbooks. As opposed to traditional textbooks, copyright is central to define the difference. Open textbooks are under an open license, which is the copyright permission to allow anyone to freely use, adapt, and distribute the content. And now, here we are with open textbooks. So what can open textbooks do in this situation? Some might say that it can be a great substitute for high-cost traditional textbooks, but some others have doubt on open textbooks' potential. I think we should talk about open educational resources in general first, because there are differences between the nature of traditional textbooks and open educational resources. Traditional textbooks are organized information in a single context with professional credits. But open educational resources are usually scattered information in different contexts written by multi-authors. These differences are the main reason why open educational resources are good enough to be secondary resources in your classes, but not as adequate as a primary resource like textbook in your classes. This is also the point where many people's doubt on open textbooks' potentials come from. To have better understanding of open textbooks, I've conducted a survey-based research on the faculty perceptions on open textbooks recently. From the survey results, it is revealed that over half faculty does not know what open textbooks are. It's quite obvious that some of the comments that have proven some faculty have incorrect ideas on open textbooks. Those are usually from lack of information on OERs and open textbooks in general. To fill the gap between what's really available out there and what's a misconception that needs to be updated. Let's take a look at some pointers to demystify the concept of open textbooks. One of the most common concerns on open textbooks is quality. Majority of faculty have doubt in quality of open textbooks, and they assume open textbooks are not peer-reviewed at all. However, as we will take a look at specific examples later, there are open textbook initiatives which provide thoroughly peer-reviewed and professional quality open textbooks. Unlike many assume open textbooks equal only online available materials, in many open textbook initiatives, there are actually available not only free online, but low-cost in print as well. And probably this is going to be the second biggest concern on open textbook. It is about copyright. Some faculty even believe open textbooks are violating intellectual property. But open does not mean no license. Open textbooks are licensed usually under an open intellectual property license called Creative Commons, which allows users to legally adopt and redistribute the content of the resources. And for the market for open textbooks, it has been increasingly developed the past few years. So there are already exist a variety range of open textbooks ready to be used in many subject areas. I hope this video presentation has given you a good start to learn what open textbooks are. In the upcoming lesson, we'll take a look at current and successful open textbook adoption models like OpenText College based on Rice University and legislative changes to the nation is going on.